It's Grace Garbage Deity. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and I'm here bringing you a brand new unscripted video. This is a take 2 of my how to make a 3D low poly VTuber model, because I don't know, I was just really unhappy with those other videos. I wasn't happy with how fast I was making them. I wasn't happy with the outcome. I wasn't happy with the scripting. It was all very hard and it was stressing me out. So I am doing it freestyle. I am doing it unscripted. I am just going off the cuff. I'm gonna try to have a good time with it. And I'm gonna try to, we're gonna try to learn stuff together. I wanna start by saying I am in no means a professional. I am still learning myself, but I just want to show off my process and how I do everything, because I think there's some value to that. I use the Blender VRM exporter to do my VRM stuff. And I just find that there isn't a lot of documentation of how to use that add-on, and so I think someone will be interested in what I have to say, at least. Yay. So let's jump right into it. Hi. So I have already drawn my reference. I came up with the idea to redo everything after I drew this reference, so I'm just going to talk over it for a little while. So when you are drawing your reference, you got to choose if you want to do a T-pose or an A-pose. I prefer T-poses. Basically, it just depends how much arm movement you expect to have. The T-pose is a perfect 90-degree middle area where the arm is, so like there isn't much squash and stretch in either direction depending on what you're doing. A pose, some people find that more ideal because as a VTuber your arms are down most of the time, so it doesn't really matter if they can go up. I've gotten used to making T poses, so that's what I go with. Another thing, oops. So how I do the side view is I have my little front, oh no, my snapping. Okay, I have my little front guy. He looks like this, and he has a happy face. I like to do is I lower that opacity, and then I turn off snapping, or I turn off the ruler completely, and I just draw over it where everything is, and I move stuff. This is the same way I do turnarounds and sprite sheets in pixel art. I just edit the original art and I move it around all the way. So like I'll draw like this leg and I'll move it so it matches up there, and then I'll do that, and I draw like a this is a circle where the arm goes to indicate that. I make sure the top of the head matches up with the head, and basically that's how I do my that's how I do my little side views. I know some people like to make lines that indicate important parts. There's the crotch, into the foot, I don't know, eyes or something. And then they draw their guy based on the guidelines. I don't like to do that. Oops. I just draw right over. So, okay. We can talk a little bit about design. Design for VTubers can be anything. I design very intuitively. I have never taken any courses or classes on design. I just kind of go with what feels right, and I feel like with enough practice anyone can really just figure out what feels right for them. So for what I'm doing for this character is like, we're going a little aptly theme, so she's gonna have greens and reds, and very earthy tones. I was thinking maybe like striped socks, little pigtail braid action going on. I want to test doing glasses, so this is like a little test for glasses and another test for floppy sleeves for big sleeves. So I'm using this as an opportunity to try some new stuff. As far as like design goes, I just think whatever you like, whatever you think is eye-catching, you want to make sure that like, you know, you're interesting, and you want people to come back because they like to look at you, that they like to see you. So you want to make sure you're interesting. You want to make sure you're what's the word? I hope me taking a sip didn't like mess Lunette up. But eye-catching is the word, I guess. You want to make sure that you're memorable, I think, above all else. You want to be memorable. You want to be something that sticks in the mind of others. And I think the most important thing, I keep saying the most important thing, I think something important is like, how much does this represent? How much do you like your character? Does it connect with you? Like, a VTuber doesn't have to necessarily be a Sona. Like, it doesn't have to be a representation of yourself. It can be a character you play, but I think it's very important that your VTuber be something you enjoy and you personally just love to look at and play as, and maybe even draw or get art of. Like, take a lot of stuff that means a lot to you or you find interesting and cool and visually pleasing, and just mush it all together, and that's how you can get your character. Like for Lunette, I was surprised with how I made her, because I'm not a big green and purple fan. I like them together, obviously, but separate. I'm not a big fan of green or purple, but she just kind of clicked with me when I designed her, and those colors just kind of came naturally. So I like aliens, I like cutesy, I like pastel. I kind of mixed them all together, and she was born. So I really think that you can either if you're making it yourself, or you have an artist that you're collaborating with, just make sure you love your design before you commit to it. Or not even before you commit to it, just make sure you love it. And even if you fall out of love later, you can always make something new. But like, I don't know, I'm rambling. I think it's important to love what you make. Anyway, moving on to coloring. Alright, so I have moved aside because that's what I prefer to color in. I like to do all my sketching for this stuff in Clip, just because they have a symmetry tool and my side does not. So I found a color palette I like. I have made, I have blocked out the shape so I can easily color it in. Made my lines black. I forgot to mention this earlier. I like to, what I like to do for this is I don't like, God. So, what I like to do for, oh my god, I'm flubbing so hard. I don't like doing finished sketches for my references for these turnarounds and stuff. I prefer to just have my rough sketches because I find they are quicker to produce and they get the job done just as well. I shouldn't try recording when I'm coloring because I get distracted so easily and then I just get quiet. Oh my gosh. Anyway. So, colors, as far as colors go, like sky's the limit, live your dreams. I'm just kind of blocking in some colors right now, and then I'll, I don't know, refine and figure out what looks good later, and maybe mess around with where all the color placement goes and stuff. I don't know. I'll see. I might make these sleeves green. Boop, 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 boop. They get to be green maybe. Oh yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know. Just feel it out. Play with it. Red apple hat. Yippee. I'm probably gonna skip through some of this. I'm gonna do, I don't know, brown. That's too dark brown. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna skip through some of this so you can just like watch me color and maybe not hear me yap. Yeah, you can work with your own color palette. You can find one online like I did just for something quick and simple. I do like mostly a rough color just because it's easier that way. Should I do the purple black? Yes. Yeah, I find doing this is much easier. I find it more pleasant and quicker to just block it out as fast as possible. You can do finish references, but I don't because, I don't know, I don't have the attention span to do a finish reference every time I want to model a character, which is like, I don't know, it's kind of silly because modeling is so focus and time intensive. It's like, I don't know, maybe I want to just get to it as soon as possible. So let's see, what else can I talk about? Maybe the bow can be orange, or maybe it should be yellow. Yeah, basically as long as your colors are as long as you can color select your colors on the reference, you're golden, man. I'm gonna make the shoes this red too. Yeah, I think just having a clean reference that you can select colors from is very important. That looks okay-ish. I need like a apple flesh color. Yes. Okay. And then stars. Put little stars. This is inspired by a dress I saw online. So, I don't really like the yellow. Back to orange? Back to orange. Maybe a yellow clip. Yeah, basically just, I don't know, follow your heart. Color, have fun. Her eyes can be green. We're getting somewhere. I don't really like the brown shorts. Maybe I should make them darker. Okay. Alright. Brown socks, perhaps. Maybe stripes in the socks. I was talking about that earlier. I just remembered. No, the brown does not look great. Okay. Yellow is doing something. Okay. I don't like this color here. Yeah, you just get to watch me futz around for a minute. Okay. Choo-choo-choo-choo-choo. Add a stripe. This looks like a flag of some sort. Is a flag? Maybe I should make them white. Socks always look better when they're white. Oh, now that's Ireland. Okay. More minimalistic. Look, maybe just like skinny stripes. 12. Choo. I need my colors down here. Oh yeah, this is doing it. Okay, there we go. Okay, now we have design. We have design. Yay! Let's try giving her tights underneath. I think if I do tights, I should do no shorts. That's fine. Save my file as apple. I did not spell apple right. It's okay. Follow your heart. Spell apple however you want. So, okay. Now that we have our reference, we are going to export over here. I like to save the first file with opacity. That's for something else. I save the first file, you know, fully transparent. And then the files I save for using in Blender, I will save as opaque. Because I just think it's easier. Where's my file? Here it is. We're okay. Let's see. Let's crop this. And then we're going to crop her like this. Save as apple front. No opacity. And then making sure that these two are the same height. I'm going to crop you apple side. Apple side. I spelled it so bad I had to try again. No opacity. Okay. And now we are ready to get started in Blender. Okay? I hope this was helpful. See you next video.